Well, emergency planners from here in the Coastal Bend toured a 40-mile stretch of Florida's coast today, an area that was impacted by Hurricane Michael earlier this year. And our Bill Churchwell is traveling with the group as Florida officials try to learn what they can from our local folks about the recovery effort. And he has this report.
Everywhere you look, there is damage. Homes piled up on the side of the road. A stark reminder of what we went through in South Texas with Hurricane Harvey. But for folks here in the Florida Panhandle, the recovery is just beginning.
It's pretty tough.
Diana Burkett is driving us through her storm-ravaged neighborhood. Once a paradise, now unrecognizable.
Really a beautiful, nice little community to come to, and it will be again one day, but it's tough to see all the damage.
Hurricane Michael striking the Florida Panhandle as a Category 4 storm back in October, casting a wake of destruction in its path. The coastal communities impacted by Michael are similar to those of Rockport and Port Aransas, which saw significant damage from Harvey. Here in Port St. Joe,
in the weeks following the storm, so many people wanted to help.
Worship pastor Matthew White is hoping to finish repairing his church in order to open it up to volunteer groups who are aiding in the recovery process.
Teams that will continue to come for months and probably even years.
Teams like the nonprofit SBP.
We cannot keep learning the same lessons again and again. We've got to get better and better and better.
Zach Rosenberg with that nonprofit spent time giving a gathering of mayors an update on the recovery process. Among them, a delegation from South Texas, including Mayor Joe McComb, the mayors from Woodsboro and Fulton, as well as the Aransas County Judge. The goal is to share the process of how our communities were able to get through the struggles of Hurricane Harvey and help expedite recovery for our friends here in Florida.
Having that institutional knowledge of people that went through these processes and steps post a storm is invaluable.
The Goodwill effort was an initiative spearheaded by Citgo.
It's important to our corporation, it's important to the city of Corpus Christi, and it's important to the leadership. It's a testament that they're here today collaborating. These are people from small towns, from big towns.
And the delegation from South Texas will be here through Friday. Reporting from Port St. Joe in Florida, Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
Bill, thank you.